This is K-Chat. Welcome back to the show. I'm Amy Scheckenhausen, and next up, we're going to be interviewing someone with a lot to say for herself. A woman who pretended to be a man and then wrote a book about it. I haven't read it, but I'm going to pretend I did. She's professor of anthro-sociology and women's studies at the University of Vice City, and her name is Michaela Krapitis. Michaela! Hi, welcome to K-Chat.
Hello.
Hi. So, Michaela, you're a teacher.
If you mean professor, yes, I have a doctorate. Teachers are homely women who make minimum wage to keep the teenage boys off the streets during the day. I am very intelligent, and I'd rather talk about that. I'm trying to sell my book.
Okay. Now, it says here you wanted to be a man so much, you dressed up like one.
Well, that's a load of crap, my dear. More misogynistic propaganda. I hate men. Can't bear them. I think they're a complete waste of time and space, quite frankly, and a disaster for the planet.
Me too. I just got dumped.
Oh, well, it is unfortunate you measure your self-worth in relation to a man, my dear. Look at you. You could be an attractive girl if you did some physical labor, cut your hair short, grew out your body hair, and wore boots, for example. You mustn't get sucked into their heteropatriarchy.
But I like dating. Having someone buy you dinner is great.
Well, we'll come back to you and your problems, accepting who you really are. Let's talk about me a bit more.
Okay, so tell me about your book. You hate men a lot, and you dressed up like one, and now you've written a book about it, right?
More or less. As I said, I'm very intelligent, so I don't expect you to understand, my dear, but I'll try to keep it simple. I've always been fascinated with the world of men. Revolted, of course, but fascinated. Now, as an academic, I can get paid to write a book about pretty much anything, as long as I give it a complicated title. Are you with me, gorgeous?
Ooh, I think so.
Good. Then hold my hand. It helps me think.
No!
Okay, sorry. Don't be so weird. God, everywhere I go, just like the university won't let me display my beautiful and sensual woodcuts in the student commons. It makes me so angry! Where was I?
You were talking about yourself?
Oh, of course. The ego is a dangerous thing, especially in my case. I'm a Jungian. Anyway, so what I did was dress up like a man and enter into the man world. I can tell you it was more horrifying than I imagined.
What did you do?
Well, the first chapter, I was a roofer. These sexists spend all day on a roof talking about us, Amy. I was expected to sit around and talk about what I had done to women. Of course, I had to, so as not to blow my cover.
So what's the name of your book?
Yes, as mentioned hitherto, my book has a very, very obtuse title. Being and Singing. From Freud to the building sites, a woman's journey into the male psyche.
Huh? What?
I'll admit it's not very catchy, but academia is not about getting to the point. It's about exploration.
Okay. Wow, I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah, so I entered the world of men, in disguise, of course. I was dressed like a man.
Okay. And you haven't changed back?
What? What did you say?
You're still dressed like a man.
No, I'm not. These are my normal clothes. Amy, for God's sake, don't fall prey to the patriarchy's evil fashion schemes!
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I learned a lot when I was a man. Did you know, for example, that during my time as a steel worker in Pittsburgh, I learned that men sometimes speak crudely about women when they are out of earshot? I was horrified. Or that men regard some women, like you, Amy, as mere sex toys, things for their amusement. Unbelievable! Or that men actually find sports interesting. It's appalling. And they run the world, my pretty. Oh, yes, they run the world.
They do?
Yeah. Look at Reagan. Look at Thatcher. Look at Gorbachev. While we stay home and bake cookies. Well, screw that, sweetheart.
Yes, I agree.
Good. Don't bake a cookie. Smash him in the face with a baking tray instead. He's a brainless dolt. He's a man. Did you know men enjoy looking at pictures of naked women? It's called pornography. It's sick and foul. I'm giving a talk about it this weekend at the Women's Center. That's women with a Y.
I think you spelled it wrong.
Are you a woman? 3 of the 5 letters that make up your description are M-A-N. You're too dependent on men, Amy. That's why I don't call myself a woman, Amy.
Okay.
I bet this radio station is owned by a man. White male conservatives monopolize the media, selecting right-wing blondes to propagate conservatism.
I don't have blonde hair.
Not yet, Amy. Not yet. Did you know men drink beer and smoke cigarettes and wear hats?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, you must have read my book. I discovered a lot of things. I was also a policeman and an untrained brain surgeon, and they're all the same. All women haters.
But just because men like sports and hats doesn't mean they hate women, does it?
You self-hating fool! Of course it does! The media, meaning you, falsely portrays feminists as bra burners, outdated, combat boot-wearing bad mothers. Why don't you take your top off right now, Amy, huh? Tell them you won't be censored anymore.
No, I'm getting a little freaked out here.